Okay, the new Teen Titans issue number 2. So the main point of this one is titled Today the Terminator, but the main point of it is Grant Wilson, who was pretty much the dude in the previous issue that was having an argument with his girlfriend because Starfire ended up in his place, in their place. So it turns out that he is actually the son of Deathstroke, aka Slade, for those of us who watched the 2000s animated series. So this whole issue, the main point of it is Grant Wilson's arc. Because after Slade turned down the Hive, they were trying to get him to kill the Titans, Hive somehow captured Deathstroke's abilities, and they lured Grant, who had a vendetta against the Titans because he blames them for ruining his relationship with his ex, Carol. And they kind of roughed him up a bit in this issue as well because he grabbed his ex a little bit too aggressively when she basically told him the relationship is over. So he had like a revenge arc versus the Titans. He got the powers from Hive. Deathstroke eventually found out, tried to warn him because he was not that compatible with the abilities that they gave him. So, but he didn't listen to Deathstroke. He actually didn't find out at all that this was his father. He went off, fought the Titans, burned himself out, according to Deathstroke, from the inside out during the fight. Some of his last words were he was asking Deathstroke if he actually did succeed in killing the Titans. Raven, who was away in another dimension apparently, trying to speak to some being, and this being is likely connected to why the Titans were put together, why Raven assembled them, but she returned in the final moments of Grant Wilson's life to show him an illusion. So the last thing that he actually saw was the Titans dead, even though that isn't the case. And after he passed away, Deathstroke swore to finish his mission in killing the Titans because that's what the Hive ordered him to do. They tried to get Deathstroke to do it. He turned it down. They got his son, used his thirst for vengeance against him, and Deathstroke is basically saying that his job now is to complete the mission and to kill the Titans. So that is the main point of it. But we got a few other interesting things here. Starfire is now able to speak the language. She shared a passionate kiss with Dick Grayson. She absorbed the language. Of course, Beast Boy, aka Changeling, made a joke about it, saying that he knows German and French and other languages. So whenever she wants to learn the others, she can, do the same to him. But according to Starfire, Corey, according to her, she's just kissed. She obviously likes Dick, so she kissed him because that way was more enjoyable. But any physical contact would have allowed her to absorb the language, apparently. And we also got a cool little scene about Raven when she returned, when she was pretty much flung out of the dimension that she was in, out of wherever she was. She ended up in Wally's room, Kid Flash's room. We didn't get a face reveal from Raven, but we came really close. We saw the back of her head. We saw that she's a brunette. She has black hair. Um, Wally comforted her for a little bit before she left his place, and yeah, so overall, a lot happened in this issue. Like, if this was. I actually think that this series so far, I think that this series might be a one-to-one. Like, this isn't something that happens a lot. Maybe it does in the comic book realm, but speaking from someone that reads a lot of manga, especially weekly manga, maybe monthly might be a little bit different, but for most weekly manga, you can't do a one-to-one. Like, for example, chapter 1 wouldn't be episode 1. Chapter 1 would likely be episode 1 and 2 and maybe 3, depending on the stuff that happens in the chapter. But very, 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 very slim chance of a weekly manga chapter taking up an episode. And I would also say it's a slim chance for a full monthly chapter taking on a full episode as well. But for New Teen Titans, I think that it's based on how stacked these issues are. I definitely believe that you could have a full episode with this, because Grant went on a whole arc here. He went on a whole arc. We saw the argument with his ex. We saw him getting the powers, fighting Cyborg, going off again, meeting Deathstroke, coming back to battle the Titans again. We got Deathstroke seeing towards the end of the issue. We saw his tombstone. We saw Carol paid her final respects. So yeah, but anyway, that is it. I think that it was a good issue all around. Peace. Oh, it's also hinted towards the end that Starfire has a lust for battle, so she's trying to learn compassion uh, based on whatever the rest of the Titans are trying to tell her about. And we also get a really fan servicey moment uh, in the pool when they're all at Changeling's place, Garfield's place. He's apparently wealthy, so they were at his place in the gigantic swimming pool, and yeah, so this was a good issue to see the interactions with the Titans.